All right, welcome to the presentation today. Thank you for joining me. My name is Daryl Martin here with ApexInvesting.com. And the presentation today is going to be on spread foundations. We're going to dive into premium. And what is premium? Well, to dig a little deeper, we've talked about theta a little bit in the past, one of those crazy, weird Greek words. And we're going to build on that and make it a little bit more understandable. Okay? Theta, again, is the amount an option, a multi-day option, would make or lose each day until expiration. Theta is a loss when you buy an option. It is made, lost when you buy an option. It's made when you sell an option. If the theta is 0.03 and you bought the option, it would lose 3 cents a day in extrinsic value. So, again, it's important to understand extrinsic value, and I'm going to give you some visual representations of this in a little bit. You may gain or lose more from movement of the underlying or implied volatility than time. Okay? Theta is on a curve, so the longer it is till expiration, then the less theta you'll lose. The shorter it is, the more theta you'll lose. Okay, it will rise really rapidly the closer you get to expiration if you're out of the market or out of the spread in our case. So, a couple clarifications: you don't have to get all complex. You don't have to do a lot of math. It's the one-day value of a spread. So there's really no hard math, like whatever the extrinsic value is, that's your theta. Literally. So you don't even have to worry about it. Okay? Now, if it's 5 days, it can vary, like on a weekly, but to make it simple, 1 day, whatever the extrinsic value is, that's your theta. So what you need to look at is, where is the underlying market quoting? Where is the spread price quoting? The farther away they are, the farther away the underlying market is from the bid offer of the spread contract itself, the slower the contract is going to move. Doesn't matter if it's above it or below it, the proximity will determine the speed of the spread's price change relative to the price of the underlying market. So, again, don't get all worried about the complexities of theta. Just understand that proximity number, the higher it is, the slower it's going to move. Now, theta will drop over time, not just in the last 5 minutes, okay? So as that theta comes down, your contracts will move faster. If they're in the spread, they'll move slower if they're out of the spread. Again, you don't need complex graphs. Just look at the price ladder on the contracts. And again, it can, just like every other Greek, it can be overridden by implied volatility. So if there's a lot of IV, you could literally see the contract move slow even with very little time left. Okay? So the premium can rise as you approach expiration if the implied volatility goes up. All right? So, and we're going to start transitioning over to the more of the word of premium as we talk about theta. Because premium involves that expected movement and that time value. That extrinsic value is what we're going to sort of be focusing on specifically when we talk about premium. So, we're going to talk about what is premium. Okay? And are you paying or losing premium at expiration? We're talking about the difference between where you bought and sold premium. Okay? Or is it something else? And then we're going to talk about, where you buy or sell a contract compared to the underlying market at expiration. And we're talking about how you can use premium to collect. You can actually collect premium, like on iron condors. Or maybe there's not a big expected move, or you want to be directionally, but you also want to have, the price and time in your favor. Or you can just trade it directionally. Okay? So, premium, again, is going to be the extrinsic value, the non-intrinsic value of the option contract, like we talked about in one of our other spread foundation courses. You don't really pay premium or lose premium unless you're positive or negative premium. So, if I'm positive premium, then that means I can actually collect the premium. All right? If I'm negative premium, that means that I would, let's say the market stayed flat. If I'm positive premium, I would actually be making money. Okay? If I'm negative premium, I'd be paying money if the market didn't move at all. I'd actually be losing money if the market didn't move at all. Okay? So think of being positive premium as being like the insurance company where you're making money when no movement's occurring, when nothing bad's happening, right? Or when things are going well. And then, negative premium is like you're the, insurance company and things are going against you. Or maybe you're just the insurance payer, you're the insuree, and you're losing money every day because you paid a premium and you haven't cashed the claim, which, probably isn't a bad thing, but still, in this case, it can be. So, now, understand it is not the difference between where you bought and sold. That is that bid-offer spread. Okay, the difference between you bought and sold a contract, or where you buy and sell, the bid-offer, is the bid-offer spread. So don't get all caught up in that. The premium doesn't go away just because you enter the contract. You can get in, you can get out. The premium can still be there. It doesn't just disappear. I've seen people think that the premium goes away or they make the premium just because they got in. It's like, no, it's still there. It has to come out. It's like a balloon filled with air that slowly comes out of, the balloon, or air out of the tire, or air out of the contract. Okay? So again, we can collect premium or we can pay it. So negative premium. So negative premium literally, again, is when you are going to lose money if the market doesn't move a certain distance. Okay? Like, it literally has to move that much. You're actually buying higher than where the market is. Okay? You're buying above the market. Okay? That's one of the examples where you're selling lower than where the market is. Now, the contract can be cheaper, all right, with a negative premium. That can be a big edge. Okay? Why would you want to sell below the market? Because you want, to literally, risk less money. All right? Maybe we could literally just be risking premium and no intrinsic value. No real value in the contract. Now, if you're positive premium, if the market doesn't move at all, you're going to actually make money just on time going by. Okay? And obviously that's a big benefit because you can use that to trade directionally or use that to trade a flat range-bound market. And as time passes, you're collecting premium. Not a bad deal. Now, you're usually going to put more money on, a positive premium contract. So there is a higher risk. Sometimes it could be a lot higher risk depending upon the contract. So, obviously it sounds great to sell above the market, and it sounds great to buy below the market. But understand that's higher premium, the contract's going to move slower. Okay? But, hey, if you're just watching paint dry, that may not be a bad thing. On NASDAQ, on the scanner, if you don't have the scanner, make sure to grab it over at apexinvesting.com for free. But you'll actually see a premium in dollar amount. And you see, you could collect $66, or you could be paying $70 in premium. Now, again, you don't make that money just because you get in the trade. And then all of a sudden, $66 disappears and, ooh, you're up $66. Or you don't pay $70 just because you get in the trade. That premium's still going to be there. All the air hasn't come out of the balloon or tire yet. Okay? So the market either has to move in your favor, or the implied volatility has to change, or in most cases, just, time has to pass. So if the market moves in your favor, time passes, that's usually how you're going to end up seeing that profit go in your favor. Now, that bigger premium number means the market's going to move, the spread contract itself is going to move slower. Okay? Big premium means the contract is going to move slower than 100. Maybe only move 50% or 20%. Maybe it moves 60% of the market. But it is going to move slower than the underlying market. And I've seen it move even less than 10%. So if that premium is high enough, if there's enough IV, so just remember, high premium on negative side, if it's really high, $60, $70, you have to see a lot of movement before you see that contract move in your favor. If it's positive premium, even if it's positive 60, positive $100, you're going to see either time pass or a lot of movement before you actually start seeing that money become profit. Okay? So again, it doesn't just come or go because you get in. You can get in, get out. You're just going to be down the bid-offer spread on the contract. All right. So let's see here. 1 second. All right. So let's look at this right here. We talked about, the moneyness of an option in one of our foundation courses. We've talked about the proximity, the difference between the underlying and, where the spread is or where the bid offer is potentially. So now let's talk about the premium. Okay? So if you're buying a contract that's out of the spread, where the underlying market is below the floor. It's all premium. Okay? Now, in this case, it's 70 ticks away proximity, right? 2060 to 2130 on the buy side. But there's no real value. Like, if it expires now, if you bought it at 2130, the risk is $10. 2130 minus 2120, the floor. If you bought now, and let's say it expired in a minute, okay? And the market didn't move, you're going to be down $10. Now, it could be more than that. You could be doing 10 contracts, you're down 100, or 100 contracts, and you're down 1,000. But the point here is, it's all time value. It's all premium. Okay? And so, the market is going to have to move. So, you may see a sort of a low premium. You're like, wow, there's only $10 of premium, but there's 70 ticks of proximity. Okay? So, you're paying $10 in extrinsic value. That's also the same as your risk, but it's all time value. Okay? So make sure you look at proximity and premium. And it works the exact same thing if we go over and we're selling a spread. Okay? If I go and I sell the spread and I sell it at, 2209, then, I'm risking $11 in pure premium, meaning if time passes and the market doesn't move down below 2220, I'm going to lose all of it. Okay? If it doesn't get down to at least 2209, I'm going to lose something. All right? And I start making money once it gets below that. But it's $11 of premium, and that's $11 of extrinsic value. $11 is my risk. It's all time value. It's all premium. Now, if I go in and I buy at the market, this is, by the way, the most expensive premium contracts. Okay? When the the underlying is right at the floor ceiling, okay, they'll be the most premium built in. And again, the bid offer is just going to move at 50% of whatever the underlying market does when it's at the floor ceiling. And in this case, you're paying like $15 in premium to buy this contract. There's no value. If it just expires at 2120, well, that's at the floor. So it's going to take total loss. Not a horrible thing. You're only risking $15, right? And it could go all the way against you and come back. I mean, it's not a horrible thing, but you need to understand that that's $15 of premium, $15 of risk, $15 of pure time value. Okay? If I sell at the money, it's the same thing. So if I go over here and there's $10, $11 of risk, $10, $11 of premium. So yeah, my proximity is lower than it was when it was out of the spread, but it's still all premium. Okay? Now, when it gets in the spread, as it gets, closer to the center, you'll actually see, you may see it come down. You may see it all still be there. It may still be $15. Okay? So in this one now, let's think about this. I buy at $21.45. I have $25 of risk, right? If you buy at $21.45 and the floor is $21.20, my risk is $25. Okay? Now, here's the simple math I want you to do, all right? $21.45 minus $21.30. It's 15. Okay? So you have $15 of premium. That's what will show up on the scanner, $15. Now you have $25 of risk. Meaning if the market stayed right where it was, if they only stayed at $21.30 and you bought at $21.45, $15 above the market, and the market just didn't move between now and expiration, then you would lose $15 of premium, of extrinsic value. But you would keep $10 of your intrinsic value, of your real value. Okay? So you got your intrinsic value and you got your extrinsic value. So you'd lose $15 of extrinsic value. You'd see all the premium go away if the market didn't move at all. Now, if it moved up, of course, you would get more and more intrinsic value. But at expiration, there is no extrinsic value. There is no premium at expiration. Okay? So as time passes, again, this isn't just going to go away right away. You're not going to make it or lose it right away. But as time passes, then if the market doesn't move, then that's going to become premium, more and more and more premium, until eventually, it's gone, and then you're, down $15. So, or 150 or 1,500, depending on, again, how many contracts you're doing. So, and it works the exact same thing on the sell side. Okay, if you sell it, say $16 below where the underlying market is, and $36 below where whatever that is there, 26 bucks below, and it expires out, then, you may only lose a certain amount of money, right? So we got 16 plus 20, so we got 36 bucks below. And that's your risk. And it's $21.84 to $2,200, so that's $16. Okay, so you got $20 of intrinsic value. If the market doesn't move at all, you'll still get your 20 bucks back. If it didn't move against you, for you, whatever, it stays flat. If it stays, but you're going to lose 16 bucks of the extrinsic time value. So, and even if you do it now on the other side, this gets a little more interesting. Okay, if we buy it in the spread, let's say it's getting closer up, and you buy it on the upper side. All right, so the market's at 2,200, and you bought it 21.85. You bought it $15 below where the underlying market is, because there's optionality built in there. Remember, it moves slower. It can work for you and against you, right? So this is a positive premium example. So this is you buying $15 below the market. You all want to buy low, right? Buy low, sell high. So it's good to buy below the market. So you see that. Now, let's say the market stays at 2,200 and you bought at 21.85. You'll actually make $15 without the market even moving, because you bought at 21.85 and the premium is in your favor until it gets all the way to zero, which would bring it up to 2,200. Happens on the reverse side also. If you sell below the market, okay? If you sell above the market, so sell high. You sell at 21.45, then earnings at 21.30. Let's say the market doesn't move at all. All right, and you sold the contract, the spread at 21.45, $15 higher. You'd actually make 15 bucks as time passes. It gets closer and closer and closer to expiration, because it's going to expire at where that underlying market is. So it's pretty cool. You can make the premium, positive premium, or you can pay the premium, negative premium, if the market doesn't move. And so you can use like the positive premium strategies, to put time and price in your favor, or neutral markets. You can use the negative premiums to put, risk reward in your favor. So it's a lot of ways you could do it, but just so you understand the basics there. And of course, you'll see like no premium, or, maybe like less than 10 ticks is what I call a near the market contract. Less than 10 ticks of proximity, you usually won't have that much premium at all. So that's the underlying market, and the, bid offer there being at the same price. Now, a couple asterisk points on this. What are they for? Because, again, I want to remind you that just because something is near the market does not mean it will stay near the market. It will go, meaning that delta of 100 will go down, meaning the bid offer and the underlying will get wider and wider apart. Okay? And things like NASDAQ, which is currently ticking in 0.1 on the call spreads, it will quickly not become near the market once it gets away from the center. All right? So you really want to understand that concept, and again, look at the whole price ladder of the spreads, so that way you can see like how much premium is built in, and is it just tons of premium as it moves even a little bit off of the floor ceiling. If you don't see it, if you get in the contract and the thing is like not moving, even though the underlying market's moving, IV is high, means your premium is really high, and it's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. So be aware of that on some contracts, or if IV is really high in a certain market, when you see a lot of premium everywhere, there's a good chance, if they're in the spread, okay, that the IV is really high, the contract won't move fast. Sell another market works the exact same way. It's just where the bid and offer are right where the floor is. Okay? Now you could buy deep in the spread. It's sort of like buying in the spread. And except for now you're deep in the spread. And so this is buying like at 20, like going in and buying at 12.10 when the market's up at 22.40. It's 50 pips, 50 ticks, whatever, above where you're buying. So the market could literally stay flat. You'd collect all 10 ticks. The market even drop 20 ticks down the ceiling. You get maximum profit of all 10 ticks. You'd actually make for every dollar above it is that buy price when it expires, you're going to make $1 on the contract. Times how many of a contracts you're doing. So in this case, you could make $10. Let's say you did 10 contracts, you make $100. That's the market staying flat, moving up, or even moving down 20 ticks against you, because it's deep in the spread. And same thing on the sell side. You go in, you sell the contract for, 21, 29, whatever. You're making $9. thing's 70 ticks deep in the spread. So if it stays flat, it moves down, it moves up. You could actually move up in this case, like pretty far, right? Like 40, 50, 60 ticks. So against you, and you'd actually still get max profit as of expiration. Now you will see that bid offer fluctuate if the price starts moving way up. But as of expiration, if it was at 21.20 or lower, you get maximum profit on the contract. Buying near the market, we went through that, so you got that. That really is it. So that is understanding premium on contracts, and just to make sure you look at that on the scanner, understand the bigger it is, slower it moves, and you can make that premium, or you can pay that premium, or you can really not have to worry about that premium with the near the market contracts if the IV is not too high. All right, this is Daryl Martin. Make sure to check us out at apexinvesting.com to learn more. Thank you.